Deep beneath the sea, there lay a splendid kingdom of coral and pearl. Bright fish glided through the royal gardens, and the whole palace shimmered softly in the blue water. At the heart of that kingdom stood the palace of the mighty Dragon King. Its halls glowed with pearl light, and every column shone like living coral. There the Dragon King sat in majesty, ruler of the wide underwater world. But one day, the Dragon King fell terribly ill, and sorrow settled over the palace. Anxious ministers hurried through the coral halls as fear spread across the court. Wise fish scholars gathered around ancient scrolls, searching desperately for a cure. At last, a single scholar found a clue hidden in an old medical text. The cure was strange and dreadful. Only the liver of a rabbit could save the king. The royal doctor knelt before the Dragon King and revealed the cure. "Your Majesty, there is only one remedy left," the royal doctor said. Shock rippled through the royal court like a cold current through the sea. Then the Dragon King summoned his loyal servant, Byul-Jubu the turtle. The faithful turtle came at once and bowed before his king. The king gave him a grave command. "Travel to the world above the sea and bring me a rabbit," the Dragon King said. "Only then may I live." For a moment, the burden of the mission settled heavily upon the turtle's heart. "I will do as you command, Your Majesty," Byul-Jubu said. Yet Byul-Jubu accepted the task with loyalty and courage. As he departed, the sea creatures watched him go and silently prayed for his success. He swam upward through the deep blue ocean. Upward he swam, leaving the palace far below in the deep blue dark. Just a little farther. "I must not fail, my king," Byul-Jubu murmured. At last he lifted his head above the surface and saw the bright world of sun and sky. Far away, he spotted a strip of land upon the horizon. Slowly he made his way toward shore, entering a world strange to him in every way. Across rough grass and stones he crawled, struggling over the unfamiliar earth. Through the dark forest night, he pressed onward without rest. Day after day, the turtle searched and searched for a rabbit. At last, exhausted from his journey, he sank beneath a tree to catch his breath. Just then, a curious rabbit appeared before him as if from nowhere. Relief flooded the turtle's face, for at last his long search had come to an end. Eagerly, the turtle introduced himself with great excitement. "I am Byul-Jubu, servant of the great kingdom beneath the sea," Byul-Jubu said proudly. The rabbit listened with narrowed eyes, curious yet not fully convinced. The turtle began to speak of a marvelous palace hidden beneath the waves. "There is a kingdom below the sea, more splendid than any on land," Byul-Jubu said. He painted a dazzling vision of pearls, gold, and treasures beyond counting. In the Dragon King's palace, gold and jewels fill every hall, Byul-Jubu continued. As the story grew grander, the rabbit's eyes filled with excitement. "If you come with me to the Dragon King's palace," Byul-Jubu said, "you will be honored and given a high position in the royal court." Byul-Jubu continued. Still, a shadow of doubt lingered in the rabbit's heart. But in the end, curiosity proved stronger than caution. "Very well, I will go and see this wonder for myself," the rabbit said. Side by side, the turtle and the rabbit set out toward the distant sea. Together they reached the shore, where the endless ocean rolled beneath the sun. The turtle slipped into the water and called back gently from the waves. "Do not be afraid, my friend. "I will carry you safely," Byul-Jubu said. Trusting the turtle's words, the rabbit climbed onto his shell. And so, together, they left the land behind and crossed into the deep blue sea. Down through sunlit water they descended, the rabbit laughing with wonder at the beauty below. Soon they reached the grand gates of the Dragon King's palace. Through the coral halls they walked, welcomed by the astonished creatures of the sea. But behind the pillars, secret guards exchanged silent signals. In the next moment, the rabbit found himself blocked on both sides by fish guards. Nearby, the royal doctor praised Byul-Jubu for carrying out his mission well. "At last, you have brought the rabbit whose liver will save our king. Thank you, Byul-Jubu," the royal doctor said. Bound and frightened, the rabbit stood helpless under guard. While the turtle stood proudly, the rabbit watched him and began to think hard about survival. Then, all at once, a clever idea flashed across the rabbit's face. Calmly, the rabbit turned to the royal doctor and began to speak. "But how can you take my liver when I left it behind on land?" the rabbit said. The royal doctor and the fish officials fell into troubled discussion. "Can such a thing truly be possible?" the royal doctor asked. At last, the doctor turned to the turtle with an earnest request. "Take him back at once and bring the liver here," the royal doctor said. Freed from his bonds, the rabbit spoke soothingly to the turtle, as if all was simple and honest. "Do not worry, I will fetch it myself and return with you at once," the rabbit said. So the rabbit climbed once more onto the turtle's shell, and together they left the palace gate. Upward they swam again, rising through the deep water toward the bright surface above. Soon they reached the shore, where land lay waiting in the warm sunlight. The moment they touched land, the rabbit leaped away and dashed toward the forest. Alone upon the beach, the turtle cried out desperately after him. "Wait! Please come back! We must go together!" Byul-Jubu called. Deep in the forest, the rabbit stood upon a rock, laughing to himself with smug delight. What a foolish turtle! Did he truly believe such nonsense? The rabbit laughed. High above the shore, the rabbit looked down in triumph, while far below the turtle stood small and helpless beside the sea.